Island. Here we go. Here you go. Thank you both for being here. Oh, there's more people. Yes.
Yeah, I've just added in. So, like, Michelle, you've been following Renee, I take it?
Yes.
Right. Great.
Michelle and Sean, who's arriving now, they're both in the Reiki circle every week.
You're committed.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
You're in.
I know. I wasn't sure, like time. And like last night I double checked. And then this morning I got us inside out. I thought we were starting at well, okay, for you, okay, because you're 11 o'clock, I'm noon now. I got it reversed in my head. So like I got up early and then I was like, oh no, I have time to make a cup of coffee and
You have plenty of time.
how do I make it big?
It's 1 o'clock here.
I want to make it big. I want to make the screen big.
And now we have to get back used to Zoom. Like we're always on Google.
I'm used to Zoom because of my therapy.
Hey,
I do therapy on Zoom.
Hey.
Yeah, the Zoom was a little bit my request because of the workspace that you see here. So I work with.
I
have
the flowers.
Very cool.
Have you all been able to collect some herbs?
Well, I
had trouble with that.
I had to buy some instead of collect them.
That's very special.
Well, the thing is, I know that they weren't mindfully raised.
I don't know how mine were just.
That if you buy them in the store, it's like a big corporate thing.
Yes, we'll put mindfulness into it when we create it. I think we should do a little check-in.
Yes.
Renee, what do you think? And then whoever tags on still can just join in when they do.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Well, welcome everyone. Let me introduce you. Most of you know me. My name is Renee, or Renée, actually officially. And I'm the founder of Sagittarius Way. I work as an animal communicator and a Reiki master. I just love being connected to nature. My roots go very deeply into the Celtic tradition. I run on Inside Timer a course as well every week on Tuesday, connecting with the Celtic calendar. That's how we kind of created this course, Suzanne and I. Suzanne actually is in Ireland, so yeah, very deeply rooted there. We both are from Holland. And this is our first workshop online, so we're very excited about it. And go with the flow, how we're trying to sort things out and work with things. If you have questions, let us know, but we will try to just flow into this in this workshop. And then I hand it to Suzanne. That way, I don't know. For me, you're here.
Thank you, Renee. Yeah, we're fellow Dutchies. We go way back. Interesting stories there, but we've worked together on many different levels. I'm very familiar with Sagittarius Way. But I'm now in my capacity as the owner of Conscious Crafting, which is a kind of a methodology that I've developed to bring crafting and being creative as a mindfulness exercise, no matter if you are deeming yourself artistic or not. It's just a really great way of connecting with yourself, with your inner child, with themes. And oh wow, we've got Tanya joining. That's awesome. And what I do is I give a lot of facilitated workshops. And this is the first time that we're trying to do this now in a remote setting. So that's going to be the first time for me to do that. But Renée's got lots of experience holding space in remote settings. So I'm glad that she's here. So yeah, let's pass on to the next person. Maybe we should go by order of joining.
Yeah.
So that's you, Bonnie.
I wasn't sure. Did I come in first?
Yep.
Cool. Hi, I'm Bonnie. I am a good friend of Suzanne's. By the sound of my voice, you might hear that I'm South African, but I actually live in London, or have done for a long time. But my parents are Irish, so all things kind of Celtic are obviously deeply embedded on some level. And yeah, I'm very interested in the weaving together of creativity as a form of mindfulness. I probably take part in other forms of mindfulness, and probably deem myself not always to be super creative or super arty. So it always feels like a bit of a stretch sometimes to do kind of creative type of things, but I always know that it's very enjoyable. So thank you.
Oh, and then we had Michelle joining, I think.
Yep, I'm Michelle. I am in Rhode Island in the United States, and I love to do art things and crafty things, and all things nature are very important to me. And I don't know what else to say about myself, really. That's me.
Well,
I think this is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm glad to be here. So thank you.
Lovely.
and then Sean, you're next.
Okay, I'm John. Well, that's how it's not the American way of pronouncing it, but I love the way she does. Okay. And technically it is the French way of spelling my name, so we'll keep it that way. And I know Renée through her Insight Timer events, and I really just started working in mindfulness and meditation right around the time COVID hit. And with my therapists and all, we just thought it was a good fit for me. I've always thought of myself as a creative person. I I don't necessarily do it as often as I'd like. I find that I need to fit. I consider creativity a part of play and joy, and I don't fit enough of that into my life. And so I thought this was a perfect opportunity um, to like do something different. And hey, it's scheduled. Okay, for an hour, we're gonna be creative. Oh, and I'm from Chicago. I don't know if you can tell from my accent.
Great. And then we have Colleen, I think. I'm still intrigued. How do you pronounce your name in the American correct way?
Yeah, Colleen. Colleen.
Right, that's Colleen.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Well, I'm here because this is right up my alley. I love all of the stuff. I love herbs. I love smudging. I love all of it. I do all of it on a regular basis. So I feel like this is for me for sure. Like I said, I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, and I like working with herbs. I'm taking a course now for a practical herbalist. I also am big on Reiki. I've been working on my Reiki masters for quite a while. And I know Renée from way back, probably a little over 10 years, Renée? So I love everything Renée does. And so she's always an inspiration. So she invited me to this and I'm like, yep, I'm there for sure.
Yay.
Great.
And your knowledge of herbs
And
is so
then,
much bigger. So
we-
jump.
Yeah, Colleen might actually know a few more things than we do. But
Well, let's not go there. Still learning.
welcome to pipe in. And I
But
think
love.
lastly we've got Tanya. I don't know if she's able. I don't see video or audio. So, Tanya, if you can hear us, can you just say hi? I don't
Turn your
see.
mic on, Tanya.
I don't know, maybe she's gathering her herbs. It's like, oh, the herbs.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get back to Tanya when she surfaces.
I just got an email from Renée Burke, maybe one of your friends. She's not able to make it. And a friend of mine, Rafaela, also sends her regrets. She's not able to make it. So
That's fine. It's not a name I recognize. So
oh,
so we've
cool,
got
cool.
interesting, yeah, Grace.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
It is always surprising when you, oh, the marketing actually does work.
exactly. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to hand over to you because this next part is we are going to tune into the horse.
Yes.
Renee will be tapping into that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do a little meditation, but first I want to just quickly touch on the spiritual meaning of horse or white horse in this matter. Some of you, we've been working with the white horse for a couple of weeks now, but the white horse or the horse really invites us to tap into the strength that we have, the courage that we have to pursue our dreams with like an unwavering determination, unbridled limitation in just being ourselves and just gallop right into it. It really invites us to tap into being strong and courageous, having that resilience and that inner knowing that brings it out of us. Smudging, of course, is a tradition that has been grown over the years. Most nature-based groups, tribes, there's so many different words for it. In Scottish, Irish, in English, you would say seining. Is one of the way of looking for purification, but also for blessing, for inviting. And this is the connection with the horse, where you're inviting your strength, where you, with the smudging, you're purifying your strength, your courage. The invitation is really there for you to tap into your own. There's also a Gaelic word for it, which I not really know how to pronounce, but the letters that they have come together with is AIDH. So I would say aid to pronounce it, but there's probably a better way of saying those kind of things. And of course, the Celtic tradition goes all the way into the Nordic traditions as well, and they also have their smudging set in, and it is very connected to Freya, who is very connected to the horse. So there's all these little links that are there. So to really settle in into this meditation, I am going to invite to really relax into it. And there will be a couple of journal prompts for you to go deeper into it, so that you kind of bring your own inner knowledge into the crafting part that Suzanne is going to guide us with. But it's with everything, I always invite everyone to add in your own knowledge, and that's what something we carry with us. So although I have shared all this information, there might be a specific thing that you want to bring in, which is your strength, which is your courage, which is your resilience in this that you are creating. So I would say sit back and relax. I always say you're very welcome during a meditation to switch off the camera so that you can really relax into it. So feel free to do so, because I have my eyes open, and that's maybe a strange experience. So just sit back into that and start with just taking a few breaths in. And even if you want, you can just open your arms up so that we can invite the energy in, like receiving. And just look up and take a breath in. And then when you breathe out, slowly, you can do this with your eyes closed, but slowly go down and then look downwards. And even with your eyes closed, it's not about the seeing, but it's the connection with above and below. So let's do that again. Take a breath in and start looking up. And then when you breathe out, slowly, slowly go down with your head as if you're looking down. We'll do it one more time. Take a breath in, looking up. And then when you breathe out, slowly, slowly look down. And then let your arms come down and let them rest in the lap of your legs or on the side of your chair. And start connecting with those feet on the floor. Just feel the earth. And I know we're sitting in our houses, so we're just going to invite the earth to come up to our feet, and we invite our roots to go down into the earth. The earth is always there. You can always imagine the earth there. So you can imagine having your feet in the grass or in the sand. And feel that connection. Just tap in with your imagination how that feels to have your feet on the ground. It brings this instant relaxation. It's like, whew, let's let go of something. Let's let go of all the things that have happened in the past. And it brings you down right in the center of yourself to be in the present. So with having our eyes closed, we don't have to look in front of us. So we don't have to look into the future. There is only the here and now. And it's such a calm place to be. And I invite you to imagine this beautiful open space, like a meadow or a prairie, or one of those beautiful glowing green spaces that just go on and on and on. They go up and down and up and down. When you look around, you can see beautiful trees around you or far away. When you look really into a distance, you can see the ocean being there. When you look up, there is this beautiful sky with blue, but beautiful clouds are there. There's the warmth of the sun. When you look around, you can kind of hear and feel and sense a creek or a little river going. When you really look down, you see these beautiful grasses around you, some wildflowers. It's such a beautiful connection with earth. And maybe when you look around, you see some beautiful herbs, grasses, and just look at them. There might be some sweetgrass or sage. There might be clover. There might be nettle. And there might be flowers like lavender or really sweet smelling eucalyptus. There might be bergamot flowers or daisies. It's all around you. Just pay attention and see all these colors. And it's so nice to walk in this fresh grass, in this place. It's just getting you more and more relaxed, easier and easier. And then when you start looking around, you start to notice that on the side there is this beautiful horse. It's walking right towards you. And it slowly comes closer and closer. And then it's so close that you can put your forehead right on the forehead of the horse. So your third eye and the third eye of the horse are connecting. And you just notice how calming this is, how relaxing this is. Just take a few breaths together with this beautiful horse. And then you kind of step away and put your hands on the neck. You just feel how you're just going from the neck to the shoulders. You're standing next to the horse, beautiful body. When you turn around, yeah, kind of standing shoulder to shoulder, you feel the invitation to just lean against this horse. And the horse kind of bends its neck and looks at you. And it just tells you, I'm so glad you're here. And it invites you to this message, this conversation about the beautiful smudging ritual and creating your own smudging tool. And it talks about protection and purification and courage and inner knowing. If you want, you can put your hands on your heart and just feel into this conversation. Just feel into this message that is specifically for you. And then take a moment and give this amazing animal, this beautiful soul, a big hug. And share your gratitude for receiving the message, the love, the kindness, the exchange. And just feel the invitation that at any given time, day, you're welcome to come back for more conversation, for more connection. The horse kind of turns around and in the first instant kind of slowly walks away, but then just gets in full gallop. And it just makes you giggle and smile, like the playfulness is there. It doesn't go into a straight line. It kind of circles around and does silly things. And then slowly, slowly it disappears in the distance. You kind of find your own path again and take a moment to have everything settle in. And while you're doing this, you start to feel your chair again and your feet on the floor. You start to connect with the sounds and smells around you. And I invite you with a slow, deep breath in and an easy breath out to slowly open your eyes. And before we go into our crafting, I have a few journal prompts that I'm going to try to put in the chat for you guys to play with. So, see if that works. Yes. So the first question is, reflect on a time when you felt particularly strong and protected. What lesson did you learn about your own strength and resilience. And just take your time. You can put a few words down or just sit with it, even if nothing comes. It's all good. Just putting some invitations there, some seeds. And don't worry about writing out the whole question. We will send this to you after the session as well. So the second question we have for you guys is, what wisdom and guidance did the horse offer you about protection, purification during the guided meditation? And this wisdom we want to weave into our creativity. We want to weave this in while we're working with intention. And then you have this special smudging tool that is also infused with the guidance that you just got with the meditation. And then the last question we have is to kind of visualize a protective horse standing over you in this meditation or standing next to it. What feelings and thoughts, so your emotions, arise when you were in this image, when you were tapping into that? Because our emotions, our feelings are probably the most potent manifestation skills, tools we have. So we definitely want to add that to our tool as well. That when you're using your smudge stick and going through the house, or while you're meditating, you're burning it, you want to unlock that again, to come out again. And then if you haven't done so, you can switch on your camera again. And I know there's probably much more to write down, but I'm going to hand it over to Suzanne so we can get all this potency into our crafting. I will mute myself because I think I have a lot of background looking at my microphone. Here we go.
Yeah. So I just want to check in a show of hands. It looks like we might go over time a little bit. Is there somebody who really needs to leave on the dot? Because then I'll make sure that we keep that time in mind. If we can go a little bit over, then I'm not gonna rush anything. Anyone in rush? Great. I won't take super long time, but then we're going to nicely take our time. So what we're going to make is, this is my example that I made for you guys a few days ago. So it's a little horse with a horse head, some imaginary ears, and a little bit of the manes. And this is to hang so that it can dry nicely. So it's basically just a creative way of making a smudge stick that reminds us of the horse. Nothing really complicated, or it's just a little bit of a difference. So you can gather your herbs and twigs, what you have collected, and I'm putting my ones here. So I've got, you can see I've got quite a variety, and I just get this incredible smell from all my herbs. I hope you're getting the same. It's just wafting up. It was raining in Ireland. How surprising! So it's also a little bit damp and wet. But what you're looking for is sticks of about, I would say, you have your about this, let's say about this, like a bit more than a hand's length. And I'm inviting you to get your scissors and start cutting your herbs and your twigs and your grasses to roughly about that length. And it doesn't matter if you have little sticks sticking out or flowers sticking out. At this point, we're just keeping it nice and rough, just more or less at the same length. And there's various meanings with various herbs and grasses. If there is time, Renee might go into that still a little bit, but you will also be sent that information on PDF at the end. So I see there's a bit of a lag on my second camera.
Can't hear you.
Of course not, because I muted myself. Sometimes. So of course we have all kinds of herbs with us. So one of the things, oh, there she is again. Oh, yep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Trying to see. Well, everybody was busy anyway, so should have been busy. So yeah, I have cut my herbs in more or less the same length. And what I am going to do is I'm going to put some of them the other way around. So it's not going to be like a bunch of flowers with all the stems at the bottom. I personally like it when it's a bit of a a nice crunch like this. So I'm going to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. So if you have your bunch, just hold it up, yeah, like Renee is doing, so that I know that we're all more or less at the same stage with it. There we go. There we go. Yes, and then I think there is just one person. Jan, are you on track with yours? Sorry, now
Are
we're
you-
going to sorry?
I was just checking in with Sean. You good? Yeah.
You know, putting it together. I'm working here. I'm a
Okay.
little bit behind, but I'm getting it together.
Okay. No rush. No rush. Just enjoy and also keep that mindfulness of the horse and what you got out of the meditation with Renee out of it. So we're going to start. And you see, it's very rough at this point still. You're going to start which side, you're going to decide which side is the head. I'm going to decide my flowers here is going to be the head. I'm going to make a little tight. I'm going to just tie that around. Yeah, what is going to be its mouth, basically. I've wrapped it around twice and I tied it so tight that I tore my, ripped it off. So I'm gonna take a new piece of raffia. In principle, you can use any kind of string as long as it's a natural kind of string that so that when you burn it, you're not going to get any toxic fumes. So yeah, you can see I've got the start of my still very chaotic horse head. And now I'm going to continue on this. This is a little bit of a trickier one. And you're going to actually and you're going to bend. Show it to you properly. This is the best thing. It is possible that if something breaks, that's fine. It will be tied together again. This is also the reason why we're working with the fresh herb, because it is still quite bendable. And you're going to put your next string in this part, and you're also going to tie it on that part. So I'll show it in my ready version. This is literally the most complicated part of the whole process. So you're going to make this one, this tie, and you're going to keep this string long enough to also make this one. That way it will stay in this angle of the horse head. So that's a nice amount of fiddling that you can just get busy with for a bit. Take enough string. You can always cut it off, but if you have too little, it's not going to work.
And keep breathing. I just noticed that I stopped breathing because I'm so concentrating. So please don't do that. Like that's just,
Breathe in the smell of your herbs.
really nice.
And it's all right if it doesn't exactly stay the way you envision it or that it's supposed to be. As I said, it's still very rough at this point, and we're gonna clear it up. Mine actually wants to have a little bit more.
I'm making a Simon and Garfunkel horse. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. You know the song? No.
Ah, so here I think I'm going to switch my sound off. There we go. My sound off just now for a little bit, because from here it's going to be quite I would like it to be a bit contemplative. So I have my horse, my smudge stick here. And what you're going to do now is you're going to take smaller pieces and you're going to tie those around the back. And by doing that, you're going to create the mane. So here you can see this is just basically just a piece of string around the back, and then we leave it sticking out and we just cut that strip. So there's quite a few of them, and you work all your way down all the way to the end until you feel like, okay, this is more or less where I want either the manes to stop or my smudge sticks to stop, and just make a tight bundle. I'm going to just switch to a little bit of music, and for the next 10 minutes or so, you're just going to be mindfulness yourself and create the horse's manes.
I'm not hearing any music, no. No. Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't like nicely fade that out. That was a bit of an abrupt ending. I just wanted to check in with everybody. I see everybody is lovely, still busy. I just want to remind you or to ask you to create one strand that's going to go at the end of the horse neck, basically. Because that will be to hang it and dry it before you can actually use it. And if your one looks anything like mine, it's still kind of chaotic what's happening. But then the fun part will be when you're going to take the scissors and give it a little bit of a trimming of all the leaves that are sticking out and the pieces of string that are sticking out, and then the whole thing will come together quite neatly. It will always have this rustic look to it, obviously. That's the intention. But yeah, I would love to know where everybody is at. Maybe hold yours up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, all right. We're all pretty much on a very similar state. So even if you're not 100% ready, you would like to, that's it, Renee. Yeah, I can, with you sitting in front of the fireplace, I immediately have like this, it's almost this soccer for Santa. But don't feel rushed if you're not at that point. You can just finish and fix yours a little bit later. I would say for those of you who feel ready, we're just giving them, we're going to just trim it a little bit in shape so that it's got that shape of horse head a little bit stronger. You will always need a little bit of imagination. You can create ears, maybe with leaves or with a little branch or with your string. Mine turns out has like a tuft of flowers right at the top that I'm actually feel like gives it a natural ear. So for me, this works. But use your imagination to see what calls and what it should look like. And the manes you cut a little bit short. You fluff out your twine or your raffia, whatever you're working with, so that you get a little bit of that almost like seahorsey kind of vibe to it. And we're not too far off actually with timing. Renee, do you wanna share something about the use of certain herbs in maybe we can all share one herb that we have used in our smudge stick, and if you have the meaning of that particular herb, to share that with us. Would that be an idea?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I think I'm quite unusual in the sense that I've got oregano in here.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, and it was flowering in the garden, so it had to go. So what meaning does that hold?
So it brings joy, protective, and good health. Oregano is often used in protective rituals and towards of negative energy and promoting good health and well-being.
No, that's I love that. That's
Yeah.
very
Very good.
Anybody else sharing what kind of herbs they might have, if we know it?
Sage. Always a
Sage.
good one.
Yes, we all love sage. It's such an amazing thing because it grows everywhere. It's really beautiful.
Oh yes, it grows everywhere.
Yeah, it does. So purification, of course, protection and cleansing of negative energy. Is widely used here in North America, Native American, or here in Canada as well, but also in Australia and New Zealand, it's very widely used. And for a long time, if you had sage in your house and you had red hair, that was a dangerous herb to have in the house. So it definitely was being used for protection in that stage. But it's wonderful to cook with, especially during Thanksgiving, something that's being celebrated on this side of the earth. But also during the cooking of Yule, of course, it's very well used. Anyone else like to share?
Well, I use parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, like I said. And
Rosemary. Ooh, rosemary is my favorite. I love rosemary.
I love them all, and I don't know much about them spiritually or
rosemary, have a
mystically
bath
anyway,
with
but I know that they taste really good when you cook them with turkey.
it. Yes. Well, it's also
And the
protected.
Simon and Garfunkel theme, parsley, sage,
Yes.
rosemary, and thyme.
Well, I'm not going to sing, Sean, but it does bring
Come on, sing.
memory and clarity. It's used to cleanse and protect spaces, also aid in enhancing memory. It's wonderful to have a bath. So to add it to your Epsom salts, it's really great for your muscles to relax in as well. Yeah, it's just, rosemary. It's just such an amazing.
I love, yeah.
I have cedar. Cedar is the main part, and I have red clover and yarrow, white yarrow.
Yarrow. Oh, now you're impressing me. Red clover and yarrow. You properly went foraging. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, cedar is protection, strength, and grounding. So it's used to ward off negative energies for protection. and it grounds you. So by holding cedar, it pulls you down. I don't know if you noticed that working with it, but it just pulls you into the earth.
The
And,
smell is just amazing. It's like an
fine.
experience all in itself.
Yeah, and we have a
It's
fire
my
ban.
favorite. So
It's so good to throw in there.
yeah.
What about you, Michelle? What did you end up using?
I have lavender and cilantro.
Cilantro. Oh, that's cool.
No, lavender is the one that I was thinking. Lavender.
And lavender is, of course, peace, calm, purification, promotion, relaxation, tranquility. It also cleanses and brings in positive energy. And it's quite a magical one to use. So especially if you want to connect with, how would I pronounce it? But I always want to be as respectful as I can. And probably the mainstream word is fairies, but if you want to connect and play with them and invite the magic into your house, is definitely something that lavender does. And of course, it houses them as well. So something I definitely want to add while we have made it is to want to thank these herbs that they have ended up in our hands, and that they're willing to play with us and to be here with us. I did because I just got it out of our garden and out of our neighborhood, but there were some little bugs in it, so I put them aside in the pieces that I cut off. So I said, like, no, let's move, let's do a little move and go there. So yeah, take a moment to really thank it of its beauty and its smell, and the intention that you made it with, and yeah, you look forward to cleansing and using it. And if it's okay with you, Suzanne, I think maybe a good moment to clarify the smudging and the cleansing as well.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect, because we will be closing off with that. I know that there's some people here who are very experienced with smudging, and there's some that are maybe not that much. So we're just going to run through the basics, and again, that will be also sent after. It's probably going to be tomorrow that I'm going to send the PDFs with all of this and the recording. So, but Renee will just take you through the steps of smudging.
And I just have one request, Suzanne. I know you made a Spotify playlist where you played from, right? Is that correct?
I did not make it, but I found one that is really suitable, and that will be also on the. You will also be able to find that.
Because I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. So with the cleansing ritual, it starts, of course, with setting your intention. And you don't have to write it down. We'll send this out to you. But before you do anything, you take your matches, you have your beautiful ceramic plates or a bowl that you want to use for it to catch the burning pieces in. Set your intention. Take a moment to really be clear on your intention, why you're using your smudging stick at the moment. Decide your goal. It might be removing energy, but it bring in positivity, or to create a sacred space. Maybe you want to hang it in your little temple that you have, or a certain place in your house. So when you start using it, create a sacred space where you're sitting, so that you don't be disturbed. Switch off that phone, and maybe even tell your environment, cats, dogs included, that you're going to use your cleansing tool for a little bit. And then, because we did our meditation and our journal prompts, we added that intention of the horse spirit in it. You know, when you light a candle, take a few breaths and really invite that horse that showed up for you as well. You hold the smudge sticks and you visualize that encounter that you had and the intention with it. And then really notice when it's, you know, it gets burning or smoldering is the English word, and enjoy that smoke, like, you know, by seeing it going into it. If you want, Of course, you can use a feather. I know some of us found a beautiful feather over the weekend, so that might be something to use to move it. If you want, you can use some of the knowledge that the horse shared with you, or an affirmation that is about protection and strength, and say that out loud. I know with smoke and smudging you have to be careful, but I do really like to do it walking around and having music play as well. And then really, if you use it for cleansing in your house, really go to those areas you're drawn to, and make sure the smoke goes up into the corners and in everything. And then when you feel done, you're probably not going to use the whole stick in one go, but when you're done, thank the stick, and just take a moment of quiet and reflection and just sit with it and see how it slowly stops smoking. And then you can put it aside. I really like it to be in a place with that it's still with plants, or I put it into my little altar. When I walk by it, I always say things like, "Oh, hey, I know you're there. Thank you." It's good to have conversations with things that we've created in the house, and to say thanks for it. I don't know if there are any questions for me or Suzanne before we are closing down, but this would be a good moment to
A sidebar about horses and nature. My heritage is originally Lithuanian, and the Lithuanians were pagans. They were the last European nation to be conquered by the Teutonic Knights, and they had a rich tradition also of, during the Teutonic Knights and all, of war to fend off the people who are trying to take away their traditions of earth and planet and all. And they bred a horse, a very powerful horse, and it happened the breed of the horse is, if you read my last name, okay, which would be pronounced in Lithuania Žemaitė or Žemaitis.
Oh wow.
My name is the same, and when various how the Reds came in, the Whites came in, everybody came in and invaded Lithuania over the years, and they tried to destroy that horse. They tried to kill it, and secret people would secretly breed the horse and keep it in secret so that they could maintain the breed and have it as their ancestral creature.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thank you.
I figured since we were doing horse and pagans and all, might as well put that in there.
Yes, thank you. That's awesome. I really like that.
Well,
and thank you for
I've been trying to learn more
sharing
about
your
my
roots.
ancestry, because so much of it was beaten down by the Christians.
Yes.
Even like my parents, they knew the bit about last country to be Christianized, but I've been, like trying to learn more about their traditions. A group on Facebook and whatnot about the Lithuanian traditions of nature, and they celebrated all the cross borders, and they had rituals, and for the spring and the summer, and similar to Norse.
Yep.
Many of the gods were Norse type gods. The big ones were thunder and lightning. And if I thought for a minute without my senior brain, I could tell you the names of those gods, but right now they escape me.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting, to share that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know what I was gonna say is that something that I've been trying to do, because when I work with herbs, sometimes there's some waste, like, like we cut off, but I put it in a
Okay.
little bowl and let it dry. And if you're having a fire, or you can save it for when you're having a fire, and it could just be like a little blessing that you put on your fire after for any of those clippings. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
absolutely. Anyone else like something to add or say?
Just thank you. This was fun.
Yeah,
I'm really
it
glad I was here.
Well,
Yes,
that is
this has
going to
been
be
fun.
my
And I
my
smell great.
last invitation is for you all to take a moment, put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath in, and then how do the Americans say, in popcorn style, just say one word that is resonating with you today with the workshop. And for me, it's definitely groundedness. It says grounded.
You took my word. That's
Who
great.
wants to
It's
do it?
grounding. Even the smell and everything has made it a nice experience.
Cool.
Connection.
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 Beautiful.
Do you people
Mine-
and my ancestors?
I would say cleansing.
Cleansing. Oh, I love that too. Yeah.
I would say warmth.
Warmth.
That's
Nice.
the word.
Yeah, difficult one for me. I'm trying to find it. Ease. Actually, it went so much smoother and lovely flowing. Thank you, Renée, for holding space so beautifully. Yeah, it's just been lovely. Yeah, thank you.
Agree. And I just want to say it was very reflective of how I felt with the horse. Because when I kind of wrote that, I felt so peaceful and calm. And when you're in a room with someone, don't have to say anything, but you're just there together. That's what it felt like with that horse. And that's kind of brought a little bit more to me. So it's great.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you both so much.
Oh, thank you all for spending time with us and showing up for us to practice this. I really appreciate it. If it feels right, maybe you can put a photo on social media these days and tag us so that we can see it up close on the photo. We would really appreciate seeing your work and feeling the energy from your crafting, if that's possible. And we're going to send out a little form as well. We would love some feedback. And this is our first ever workshop. And Suzanne and I doing this together and creating this while life is happening. As we all know, life outside this room is very hectic for all of us. So we really appreciate you being here. So if you have time to jot down a few words, we do have a plan to do a next one next month.
Yeah.
And so I will keep you posted on that, how that goes. Yeah, if all goes well, we'll keep doing these kind of little workshops connecting to our roots. And Sean, you can share more about your background as well. I love input. I love sharing, and we learn together. And that's why, these souls are together today. So thank you so much, Ian, to all of you.
Yeah.
And of course, my beautiful co-host, Suzanne, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope the recordings and everything went all right, but that's for the tech gods. And don't stress about looking for forms and things right now. We will be emailing you tomorrow with all the bits and pieces, because it's dinner time here in Ireland, and
And just sit in the energy. It's fun.
I
have a
think my
beautiful
I
day,
think my
everybody.
nieces, who are both adult nieces, would enjoy doing this. They're both very connected with nature. The older one is a program director at the McLean County Conservation District. So she plans all the activities with the for kids and adults, and blends nature into all of her teachings. And the other niece works with plants every single day, growing, and she's the propagator. She makes the babies at a local craft cannabis farm. A job we never thought we could do when we were her age. Comes home smelling like, yeah, she has, you know, she's just at work. She's comes from work smelling like cannabis.
I'd love to meet them.
Good
both.
stuff.
It sounds amazing, interesting.
Yeah, let's invite them next time.
Yeah,
They're
cool.
always at work at this time, growing cannabis.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye,
Thank you. This was
everybody.
fun.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.